Welcome, everyone. This is Howie Schwartz. I'm excited to have you here for our next installment of the OfferVault webinar series. As you may know, we host these live sessions each and every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We do encourage as many members from OfferVault to attend live as possible, just because we can answer your questions live. We can look at your specific niche markets or any offers that you might be interested in running or are currently running. We can critique landing pages, discuss your traffic strategies, anything you want. That is the benefit of attending live. And of course, if you're watching the replays, that's great also. On the OfferVault site, just make sure you're logged into your OfferVault account. Click the free training tab, and you're going to be able to see all of our previous webinars. And we just completed our 5-part traffic series. So I do encourage you to go ahead and make sure that you watch all of the traffic series from part 1 through part 5. And then, of course, we have many other webinars posted here too. So lots of great content for you to participate in and to watch. So let's talk tonight about the secrets of the top affiliate marketers. So Mark Roth and I hang out with some of the top affiliates in the world, and they're in every country that you can imagine. It's not just limited to one country. They're in every market that you can think about. And to tell you the truth, I'm always shocked when we talk to affiliates on some of the markets that they're in. I would have never thought about, or I would think that that's just, too hard to monetize, or, it's just fascinating to me how far people have taken affiliate marketing in so many different mediums, things like pay-per-call, things like mobile. So if you have not had the opportunity to consider running pay-per-call traffic, I encourage you to review the pay-per-call tab within OfferVault. I've also actually hosted a webinar last month about pay-per-call. That's on the replay site. So I encourage you to review that. And for mobile too, there's just so many unique opportunities to run offers within the mobile market. So it's not just about running, your traditional CPA offer, whether it's, a web form or, zip submitter or something like that. This is really expanded to, a global market where this offers in every country and offers with every type of traffic. So I think that's, an important point that, I wanted to bring up tonight is some of the biggest affiliates that we know who are consistently earning and do this full time, right? It's their full-time income, are in not only in markets that, I'm surprised about, that you would probably be surprised about, but also running in geographies that might be surprising. So we've seen affiliates run in the Middle East for mobile offers that we didn't think could monetize, that can be very successful and can scale. We see lots of offers running in Eastern Europe, in South America, right? So that's a unique opportunity that affiliate marketing offers. Is one, regardless of where you live in the world, you can run offers in other geographies that, you have an opportunity to scale. And you're going to see some really big differences in traffic costs, right? When you're running internationally. So a market that, could be $1 a click or something like that, in AdWords, or have, really expensive, kind of cost in Facebook, in another market can be a lot cheaper, right? So it's something to really consider. And, don't be afraid to run in a market that you don't currently live in. someone's just typing in now about languages. So many affiliates that we know are super successful run in multiple languages. Also, in many languages that's not only not their native language, but that they don't even speak. I've run offers in a lot of languages internationally, and sometimes my English isn't great, right? So yeah, I don't speak any other languages. So I do want to mention that you do not have to be limited to running an offer just in the country that you're in. You also do not have to be limited to running an offer in a language that you might be fluent in, right? So I think that's a really interesting point to consider that many people don't. I think many new affiliates starting out are just thinking about, I'm in France or I'm in America, wherever you are, and say you're just going to run offers in that native language and that country, when this is really a global opportunity. And you can start to see that you could search through all of these countries and start to experience offers that are available within OfferVault for you. So let me see if there's any questions. So again, I do encourage you to type in your questions live on the webinar, and I'm happy to look at your niche markets for you too. Let's see here. Okay, good. So we'll look at some healthcare offers here. We'll look at personal finance. Let's see here. Other questions. So are we going to talk about SEO? So yes, we will talk about SEO in the future. We're not going to do that tonight. We've talked a little bit about SEO on some of the previous traffic webinars, but those traffic webinars were really more focused on paid traffic using kind of different networks and different types of targeting opportunities. So yes, we will talk about SEO, but not tonight, but we definitely will get into that. So, okay. So one of the key things that I see that sets the sort of regular affiliate who is maybe seeing a few conversions a week, or just kind of starting out and not seeing conversions, and what a super affiliate, which to me is anyone who's earning a full-time income online at whatever level, to me is really to be considered a super affiliate. So the main thing that differentiates the two of those affiliates is just taking action, right? That's the most sort of key visible thing that I can see is the super affiliates are in it every single day. They live it, they breathe it. They're always testing new traffic offers. They're always applying to a new affiliate networks. They're always trying, different methods, whether it's direct linking to an offer that we've talked about, or building to a landing page and building a list, which we've talked about in a previous webinar. So they're always trying something new. They're always evolving. They're also tracking everything. So I just don't know any super affiliates who don't know their numbers, who if you ask them about a niche market and you say, so what's your cost per click in that market? They know. What's your average conversion rate for this offer? They know. Which types of traffic are converting better? Which countries are working for this offer? They know this data cold. Really, really important to realize that. And the reason why is that they're not taking this casually. This is not a hobby. I've said this in one of the first webinars that we did together, that a hobby is something you play with online and you don't make any money with. A business is something you focus on with the intent to profit from, right? So they treat it like a real business. They don't treat it like a hobby. They take action every day and they're tracking each one of their activities, which is very, very important. We've talked about this in our other webinars. The importance of keeping, to me, I've moved everything to Google Docs, to keep a Google Doc or a Google Sheet. That way you have it everywhere in the middle of the night on your phone or at work or wherever. You're not limited by an excuse. Oh, I left my notebook at home or I don't have the file, right? Everything in the cloud, it's always available for you. So super important that you focus on being able to measure everything that you're doing. Set up click tracking, set up conversion tracking, set up analytics the right way. Like really understand what's happening with your traffic. And that is probably one of the biggest secrets that separates a super affiliate from everyone else is not only knowing their metrics, but their ability to track consistently and understand what's working and what's not. So, one of the classic sort of statements within the marketing world is someone says, I know that 50 or 60% of my advertising does not work. The problem is I don't know which 50%. That's from the days of TV and radio and newspapers. Today online, everyone knows which 50% or every percent that's working and not, just because we have a level of tracking that was just never available before. So that's sort of the next sort of key thing that separates an affiliate, super affiliate, from a regular affiliate is that they know what to track and they know how to track it. And knowing what to track is really important because you can be swimming in this really deep sea of all of this data and all of this analytics, and it won't help you. And actually, a lot of ways, it can confuse you. So it's really important to know what to track and why you're tracking it, what metrics matter to your business, and being able to really consistently measure and be able, as I mentioned, to annotate or note what changes you're making to your traffic, what offers that you're testing, so you can scale. I see many times an affiliate who gets really excited, and they should be, right? Because they get an offer that's starting to work and they're starting to add some traffic to it. But what happens is many times they get stuck and they're just not able to scale it. And one of the main reasons why affiliates don't scale from one level to the next on a specific offer is that they're not tracking and measuring to understand what's really working and what's not. And then the other reason why I see that super affiliates really scale is their ability and some of the risk taking, because that's really what it is. I mean, running traffic to an offer is always taking a risk. So their ability to take risks and try new things within traffic and to be able to measure all of that. So that happens very, very often, is that an affiliate will get something to start to work and they get stuck. And typically what happens when people get stuck is they throw their hands up and they just give up and they stop running traffic, right? That's what a normal affiliate does. What a super affiliate does is they see that as a challenge. They see that as a wall to break through. And they dig in, they look at the data that they've built so far in that market, and they figure out what else they can do to scale it. And that's really it. I mean, do super affiliates quit niche markets? Sure. I mean, my favorite quote is, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and expecting a different outcome, right? That's mostly attributed to Albert Einstein as a quote, right? So super affiliates aren't insane. They're not going to waste money and continue doing things that don't fail, but they're willing to test. They always have a testing budget, and they're not quitting on a niche market before they try all of the available traffic sources, all the different landing page types, all the different ways that they can promote an offer, whether it's through display traffic or Facebook or AdWords, or really retargeting their lists, which we've talked about in our traffic seminars, building a list, whatever it is. So that's the key: is super affiliates just don't quit until they've tried each and every one of those sources and those angles. So that is something that I really want to instill in everyone watching this training, is that the difference between a super affiliate who's earning a full-time income online and that quote unquote normal affiliate is not intelligence. They're not they're smart people, but it's not that they're necessarily smarter than you. They don't necessarily have domain expertise in that market, and we're going to talk about that in a moment when we talk about kind of picking offers and scaling. A lot of the super affiliates that we know pick markets that are profitable for them, that scale wildly, that they have no interest in, right? or didn't know anything about before they promoted it in countries that they've never been to running traffic in languages that they don't speak, right? And we will talk a little bit about when you do have a passion and how to build a niche market and being an influencer on the other side, because that's the other side of a super affiliate that we will talk about tonight. But for me, the first type of super affiliate is really just very nimble. They're risk takers. They're able to test traffic. They're able to track things, and they're willing to go deep into a market and test it to a level where it's either not going to scale and not going to be profitable, and then they're willing to say it's time to test another market, but not until that point. And that's really important is you don't see them just dabble and dip their toe into a market and quit it within a week and say this doesn't work. That's not what the super affiliates do. They're going to set a testing budget, and your testing budget's going to be different for each level of affiliate and where you're starting out, and then a time frame. So someone's asking, what's an average testing budget? What's the time frame? So testing budget is tough, because if you're just starting out and you have $50 or $100 to spend in testing, that's one way to test a market. If you have the budget and the ability to spend $1,000 to test a market or more, that's another way. So the number is not as important as it is taking action, tracking all of the steps, and just staying focused, right, within those goals within your budget, right? So, can you test a market for $10? Someone's asking. Probably not. Like, the odds of you finding an offer that's going to convert in your first $10 is really high. And even if you do, it's not going to be enough data to replicate it. So maybe get lucky, and the first traffic that comes in magically converts, and that's a beautiful thing. Like, it makes me excited and see, like, oh wow, I want to scale this. But it's just really hard to test a market with $10. Does that mean that you shouldn't? Like, no, you should take action, and you need to learn how to run traffic within the budget that you have. It's just very hard in a low dollar amount to see one, conversions and success, and number two, even if you are seeing conversions and success, you need to build and scale to have the data to understand what's working and why. As far as time goes, for me, the budget again is and based on personal preference. But for me, I like to spend, a solid week researching a market, understanding the competitors. We've looked at competitive analysis in previous OfferVault webinars together. I want to understand my keyword research. I want to understand, who's running in this market, the type of ad copy. I want to understand the persona, the buyer persona, or the lead persona of the market, which we've talked about in the previous traffic webinars. And I want to write all of this down. So typically I'm going to spend a minimum of 3 days, typically a week, kind of really learning about the market, starting to put myself in the shoes of that prospect, the shoes of that consumer, to understand what their needs are, their wants, their desires, their fears, right? Very important to think about that. And they come up with a marketing plan, and then and only then do I run traffic. So as part of that, I will typically already be approved by the affiliate network, or many times affiliate networks, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more tonight, that are running offers within that niche market. So for me, having one network and one offer is good. I want to typically have 2 to 3 affiliate networks and 3 to 5 offers to start that I can test traffic with and work with, because sometimes what you'll find is that one affiliate offer may not work that well and or may not convert for you, but that doesn't mean that the niche doesn't work or that your marketing or your research wasn't right. It could be the offer, right? So that's why I like to go into, within that first week of the market research that I'm doing, a minimum of 3 days, I'm also making sure that I have my approvals from a minimum of 2 to 3 affiliate networks that have an offer in that niche market. So someone's asking, can you run a really unique offer with one affiliate network? And so the answer is yes, but I typically wouldn't. And the reason why is you're putting all your eggs in one basket. What happens if that affiliate network stops running that offer? What happens if that your affiliate network, is not accepting traffic, or they start to cap it, which means that you were running hundreds of leads a day and they say now we only want 20 leads a day, right? That's why for me, I never ever want to run an offer or in a market that has what I would call a thin density of offers, right? I want to see this thick density of offers where I can test different offers that I can scale with to diversify, not to mitigate my risk from running with just one network and one offer, and to have again, that ability to scale is really the key when we start to think about that. Okay, let me see what other questions here. Okay, good. So let's talk about the importance of multiple affiliate networks and why that matters, having multiple offers. And then we're going to talk a little bit about an offer that, or a network or a niche that you might have a certain passion in, or that you can build yourself as an influencer in. So the affiliate and the super affiliates that I've described so far tonight were really more about affiliates who are willing to test new markets that, again, maybe they have no previous interest in, or maybe that they don't know anything about in markets and countries they've never been to, again, and languages that they don't speak, right? That's one type of super affiliate. And we're going to talk about the second type of affiliate. Someone was kind of asking the difference. We're going to get into it. There's really more of that influence, which we'll get into. But before that, I wanted to answer the question, why is it so important to have multiple networks and multiple affiliate offers for one niche market? Why can't you just go it alone with one? So I mentioned before, kind of mitigating that risk and being able to diversify the offers. Super important. I never, as I mentioned, want to run with just one network. So part of the strategy is not only to find sometimes the same offer on multiple networks, and that can happen. And that's actually a benefit, because then if one affiliate network starts to cap your traffic or says, we only want search traffic now, not display or something like that. And that happens, right? Or they say, all right, we don't want any email traffic. Well, guess what? The same offer in another network may permit a different style or different channel of traffic. So that's one good reason to have it. The other part of this is I like to be able to test different types of offers. That's why I mentioned I like pay-per-call. I like mobile. I like to test maybe front an offer that's like a zip code submit that might pay out a small dollar amount, and then I might want to test a pay-per-call offer. I might want to test a longer form lead offer that might have a higher payout. Just because, again, you just don't know when you're first going in which one of those offers are going to convert the best for you and be the most profitable, to have the highest ROI, the highest return on investment. And one of the things that I see affiliates do all the time, which is really the wrong way to approach the market, is they'll start to just go in and sort by payout, right? And everyone wants to go and chase the highest payout in a market. And my answer to that is that's the wrong way to think about it. You don't want to necessarily go after just the highest payout. You want to go after an offer that's going to convert the best for you. So look, this $800 payout, $700 payout, $400 payout, $325. Like, these are amazing. Like, wouldn't you love to get a $325 CPA? I know I would, and I have had markets that can pay out at similar levels, and they're really exciting. But guess what? This is really hard to convert. So what I mean by that is the pay-per-call requirements of an offer like this. And again, this is not anything negative. This does not mean that you shouldn't run it. Like, you should test this, but you have to understand that what the requirements are. So they need to basically go through what type of filter here. They're not representing someone without insurance. So there's all of these different key presses that will disqualify the user. Then if they press key 3, then they have to stay on the phone for 180 seconds for 3 minutes for you to be paid. So why is that 3 minute? Again, I'm not going to get into too much on pay-per-call because we actually did a whole webinar on it, but this is really important. is this is a high hurdle. This means that someone has to be pre-qualified. And guess what? That call center knows the type of questions to ask to disqualify that consumer, and they end that call. So a consumer who's going to be on this, or prospect who's going to make it through 180 seconds, 3 minutes, is going to be very, very well qualified. And this affiliate network knows that that offer is going to be very valuable to that advertiser. That's how they're able to pay $800 out. So again, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't consider offers at $40 or $800 or whatever. You can think about testing those offers, but realize that the higher the payout, the lower the conversion rate, because there's more of a hurdle, there's more friction for your prospect or your consumer to complete. That does not mean you shouldn't that you should shy away from it. It means you just have to understand that. Usually for the higher end offers, whether it's a cost per sale or a complex lead form or pay per call, I'm usually going to promote those offers later on in sort of my funnel with those consumers, and usually after I've built a list. So usually I'm going to build a list, and then I might offer some dollar or $2 zip offers or email offers, things like that. And then when I have them on the list, then I might mail for the pay-per call offer. I might mail for the more complex lead form that has a higher payout. And the reason why is I want to capture my consumer or my prospect's information early on in that funnel. Then I can offer them a sort of higher friction or more complicated offer to complete. And that way, if it doesn't convert, I still own that consumer. I own that email address, and I can mail another offer to them. So I typically do not run sort of these very high payout offers on direct linked traffic. I'm usually going to run them on traffic that I have built to my list. And that's the reason why for that. So again, it's not just about the highest payout. I know super affiliates who do not run offers that pay out more than $2, right? And they're able to generate full-time incomes on like dollar offers, 50-cent offers sometimes, just because they've dialed in traffic that they can scale, that they've tracked, that they've measured, that is just converting really well. And they know their metrics, and they know that they're able to put in $1 and see, $1.30 or $1.50 or whatever, their ROI goals are back, and they're able to duplicate it, replicate it, scale it, right? Those are the key things. So I'd say that's one of the key differences between a super affiliate and everyone else, again, is that they're not just running the highest payout offer. They're running the offer that's going to have the highest ROI for them, return on investment. And sometimes that's a much lower or the lowest payout offer. So really interesting way to look at that. And that's why you also, again, want to be in multiple affiliate networks and have access to multiple offers for that reason. So one of the key things that I like to start, and I didn't mention at the start of this webinar, so let's talk about it now, is as part of your intentions when you're using OfferVault, is set a time every day where you're doing research on OfferVault. So I go to OfferVault every day. For me, I do it in the morning. That's kind of when I'm thinking about new markets to test, and I get my Google Doc out and I'm taking a look at what's being featured. I'm looking at what's on the mobile tab. I'm looking at what's on the pay-per-call tab. I'm looking at some of the trending offers potentially, and saying, all right, here's a new idea. I might have seen something the night before on Shark Tank or something on TV, or heard it on the radio, and I might type that into the search box, right? So I'm always looking for something new every day. That's how I start my morning. Now, that does not mean that I get distracted and immediately start running that offer. No, I write that down, and I write down new markets that I come back to. And then when I'm ready to pick a new market, as I mentioned, I do spend my 3 days to a week minimum really researching that market and digging into it the way that I described earlier. But that's one of the first things that I do every morning when I get up, is I'm looking at OfferVault for those new offers, those new networks. The second thing that I do, and I do this all the time, but I suggest you do this at least once a week, whether you're watching this webinar live, whether you're watching your replay, at least once a week, you want to apply to a minimum of 10 new affiliate networks. You can just start at the top of the list, which is perfectly fine. Or you could do it based on the offers that you're interested in running. There's definitely kind of two ways to think about what's the type of networks that you want to join. So join at least a minimum of 10 affiliate networks a week. In back in the middle of August, so on the replay page, you'll be able to see the first webinar that we recorded in this series was how to apply and to be accepted to affiliate networks. And then also I recorded a second webinar. Which one was this? There we go. So on August 14th, you can see the replay. Get accepted by affiliate networks today. And then also you can see on the 28th, we did the one top strategy to get accepted by affiliate networks. So if you're having a challenge getting accepted to the number of affiliate networks that you wish, then watch those 2 webinars. It's going to give you our tried and true tips. And again, we work with networks all day, every single day. So we know what the best strategies are to get approved. So you should definitely watch those 2 webinars if you're having challenges getting approved by affiliate networks. So for me, as I mentioned, I'm always applying for 10 new networks each and every week at a minimum, and always make sure that you're using the network tabs from within OfferVault, either on the offer page or when we're looking at, the network page here, or when you're looking at, the specific offers here, being able to click, join network, right, or run offer. Super important that you're using these links. You want the affiliate networks to see where you're coming from OfferVault, from our training, because we know all the affiliate networks. So it really does help that they see that you're coming from OfferVault. Okay, great. Let's talk about the next type of super affiliate, which is completely different. And I meet, for every super affiliate that I mentioned that's just running traffic to offers that convert, for offers that they may not have an interest or any knowledge of, I'd say I meet probably 20, 25 of them for every one super affiliate that is truly an influencer in their market. So it's really, probably, 25 to 1. So it is really rare to see the super affiliate who's really what I would call more of an influencer. So let's talk about that. So an influencer online is someone, number one, who is passionate about a market. So they're not just running a market to make money. It's passion in a market, something that you can tell that they have just this quest for knowledge, the quest to share knowledge in the specific market. They have really deep domain expertise. It's not just a shallow thing that you can do as a super affiliate who's just running offers. You can read a little bit online, watch some videos, you could write a blog post. I mean, there's ways to kind of fake it, right? Really about just running traffic and developing content. You can't do that as an influencer. You need to live and breathe every day that market. It needs to be your passion. Really, really important. So if there is a market that you're passionate about, that you have a deep domain expertise about, that you want to share content about, that you feel that you can teach people about the market, then you can be that 1 in 25, that affiliate that is truly trying to become an influencer. And some of the benefits of being an influencer is you're building a brand, and that brand will build a following. It'll build repeat users, repeat customers, and you'll be able to scale your offers and your business with that. Influencers can build subscribers to YouTube channels, subscribers to podcasts, subscribers to newsletters, subscribers to blogs. They're building a list. And again, a list does not only have to be in email. It could be on Twitter. It could be, with Facebook communities. It could be with groups. So things like that. So it's really important to realize that, again, when we talk about building a list, you do not only have to do that with email. Traditionally, email is the way to do that. And if you're not going to be an influencer and go deep into a market, then email is the right way to build a list. But if you're going to be an influencer, you need to be on all of those channels and all of those mediums. And you really need to leverage all of those different content types. And what I find is that those affiliates, the super affiliates who are influencers, are the ones that scale the most and scale the most consistently. What you'll find is the first type of super affiliate who's just running traffic, their issue is that traffic sources change, whether it's the cost per click in AdWords, or Facebook is changing an algorithm, and they're always chasing not only new traffic sources, but they're always chasing what offers